Boy, it's coming down. It is coming down. I'm trying to open my notes. Which I don't see. Look at everybody coming up in the room. Like grown folk. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So, am I still echoing, Amanda? He said, OMG. Said, we'd love to see it. Because the way the rain is coming down. She said, not anymore. She hears me great. Yes. Good stuff. So, I think I closed my notes after I had to boot the computer. So I'm opening them again. How you doing tonight? Get in here and let me know how you're doing. Let me know how your day has been and where are you and how's the weather by you. My goodness. Can you hear this? I'm just wondering if you guys can hear this what's going on right here. Okay, now I'm having trouble finding the you and Edward Shea.
Okay, we look for your notes.
Yes, indeed. Please.
I'm gonna send it to you. The notes I sent to you to text.
Yeah, when?
The last time we were live.
You sent it to who?
Thursday. I sent it again.
You sent it in what group? You sent it in the group? You sent it
No, just to you by yourself.
All right, so I can find it. Let me see. Yeah, there it is. Thank you.
Okay.
The Queen is always holding me down. You have not, because you guys not. I did not have, so I did not have. So, as if she wish she could see this, right? It's maybe Nelly could put on her camera and show you. Can you hear that? Can you guys hear that? It's just me. Hey, dynamic baby, what's up? Now it's gonna show you. Devon in the house. What's going on?
You gotta let me know.
Beautiful up in here. What's going on? Okay, I'm gonna let you. You wanna come? You wanna get? There you are. I thought because you were like a host, you could like co-host. You know what I mean? That you can let yourself up. Anyway, so we're coming to the end of a series, and then I already have a new one, and the new one is 5. But I want to know, is it like sound effects, so you can hear it, okay? Yeah, you can hear it. No, it is not playing. It just calmed down a little bit now, but this guy is it was going crazy out here. And the coconuts and the trees are getting real big. Of course, they're not going to be ready until like September, something like that. But in the next couple of weeks, the mangoes, I'm going to be out there tearing that stuff up. So, getting to everybody. I see Beautiful in the house. What's going on? Vaughn is here. Of course, the Queen is in here. Dynamic up in here. Amanda in here. Lindsay in here. Mystery One, what's up? Model Motivator. Family in the room. Early tonight. Early in the night. So, tell me what you're here for. Let me in the chat. Tell me what you're in the room for. Tell me what you came here tonight for. What you came looking for. Tell me what you want. And tell me how you doing. We're going to get right into this, but I just want to kind of kick it a little bit with you and find out where you're at, what you're doing, where you're going, what you're going through. Hopefully you're not going through anything bad and you're going through some good stuff. That's always encouraging. to know that you're doing well and life is well for you. Um, Challenges happen, yeah, but we don't focus on those. We focus on victory. Oh yeah, she was on time. You was on time. Everybody's on time. Hey, only thing that wasn't on time was my mixer wouldn't connect for some stupid reason. But everybody else was right there doing their thing. Appreciate you. Feel your presence up in the house. Let's see, the mom said, I'm here to evolve through learning on the business aspect, okay, while remaining productive. You know, I'm one type of people that read better with the glasses off on some things. Even area up in here, let me find out. All right, beautiful. Welcome. And Miss 3-1, you're all up in here. You're in here for something. Okay. Devon told me what you're here for. What the rest of you here for? I know it's the same thing. I just want you to say something. You know, because by the time I try to get you to come up in the room, you act all shy and stuff. So let me just tell you this. Let me just get started with this. I have been kind of taking stock of my life, and she said, "We coming to get that good food." Okay, now I hear you. Come on, see, it's trying to act up a little bit today. Sidechain off. So, yeah, I've been kind of taking stock of my life. And I advise everybody to do that. I know a lot of people, they don't usually do that or want to do it. And when problems hit, then they start, wanting to know. But sometimes even then, they don't want to sit down and take stock. It's important to do that because in that process, you get to learn a little bit more about who you are. You can kind of assess what you can tolerate or what your tolerance is. And then you can make the necessary adjustments to go to the next level. I don't advise, I know a lot of people do it, I don't advise learning through hardship and troubles and mistakes and stumbling into your next level. Everything should be a self-assessment, where you are, where you're going, what you've done that's not working. Businesses do that. They sit down, they assess, okay, did we reach our goals? If you set goals, did we reach our goals? Okay, how far did we miss them? What can we do better to make it flow better? Let me see something here. Yeah, you got this backwards. It's supposed to go into the phone and then from the phone to there. This comes out of here. The queen always twisting the plugs up from time to time. Okay. Pull that out. Phone up in the house.
Oh, it's still alive.
All right, so now, you're on? Good start. And the sound goes up into the sound. Okay? And then you have, so probably up to now, they probably. All right, there you go. Yay. Okay, so we're back in functioning mode now. We got everything back where it's supposed to be. And so we go forward. So anyway, I got off the subject, but I'm here. Self-assessment. So here's what I've been looking at, right? I've been looking at the deals on the table, but I've been also looking at myself and really assessing myself about what I believe. A couple of things happened where I had the opportunity to step into a situation and I felt myself being intimidated or feeling uncomfortable. And I'm like, wait, I'm not intimidated by people that are wealthy or successful. Why do I feel uncomfortable in this situation? And coming to the realization of, can I get a little personal for a moment? Is that all right? Let me know in the chat if that's okay with you guys. I get a little bit personal for a moment. If I tell myself, just a little bit. I'm getting the green light. I'm getting the go ahead. I'm getting the yes. Okay. So because of my childhood and just I can talk about the physical abuse, the beatings and stuff. That's not the point. I always tell people it was the things that were being said to me, doing those beatings in those times as a kid that has had the biggest effect. And even though I've gone on and I've accomplished things in life, I still catch myself dealing with like the fear of rejection. Like rejection for me burnt a bigger hole in me than anything else. So even as I'm going forward and I know I have to go forward and do things to close the deal, like I don't like the fact that I have to put on Sasha Fierce mode, right? Or or Superman mode and take off the glasses and post up as something. I want to be able to be like calm and walk into things and not be concerned if I'm not received well all the time. And for me, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, that's still a big deal. Want to be accepted, want to be approved. Not, or if not approved, just not rejected. And I still have to catch my mind going crazy. Like I reach out to somebody, like bigger than deal or whatever, and I reach out to them, I shoot them a text, and I don't hear back from them in a day or 2 days go by. Right away, these stores start trying to play. Like immediately, the enemy jumps right up in my face. And, yeah, they don't like you. They don't want to deal with you. Maybe something you said last time you spoke to me, now they don't want to talk to you. And all of these like scenarios, I have to like intentionally say, all right, shut up with all that bull crap and bring it down. But sometimes it's just so loud, I really have to intentionally make it quiet. And the reason I'm bringing this before you and putting this out there, I see you put a bunch of fruits up there. I said, bad word. I know down there when you say something wrong, you got to put um, okay.
You said BES. Oh, B.
Okay, yeah. All right. They'll get you for that? For meeting with a B? Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy work. Okay. Well, thank you for the fruits and things. She found the key is when somebody said the wrong thing, you put a bunch of fruit in there and you're supposed to fix things. I love this. I love it. Hey, Fancy, how you doing? Welcome in the room. So you walked in right when I'm here, telling my life story a little bit. What's up, Garfield? It's good seeing you. Um, or anything that has to do with islands. Okay, got it. See? Great. So, anyway, thank you for telling me that, daughter. Keep me in check. So, the big motivation for me to be successful in the beginning was I'm gonna show these NFs. Like I'm gonna prove it. And that's sad because I learned even becoming successful, the people that put you down don't stop putting you down because you become successful. They still thought, yeah, I remember when you was, or they'll act like they embrace you because they feel entitled to what you have. And when you don't give them what you have, or when they don't get from you what they think they're supposed to get, they go back to talking crap about you as if you never accomplished anything. So I'm saying this to you just to let you know the reflection I've been going through recently. I got a 750 deal on the table. Again, beautiful deal, and it goes as good as I want. This thing is going to supernaturally grow exponentially. But still, me sitting there saying, but why do you still have to feel or deal with this fear of rejection? And I came to reality. You overcame the things that people said that made you feel bad as a kid and even as an adult. But you overcame it by suppressing it and doing things to accomplish. But you never sat down with yourself and had the real conversation. Now, when you go into business, being an entrepreneur, doing anything like that, you're going to have to face with this now. You're going to face rejection. Hurting people still hurt people, even in business, even in big business, even when it's big money. You know, I deal with people and I find people, if I play the role of who I am, a lot of times my light intimidates people and they start to come against me. So what happened to me in the school of Knox is somebody that was kind of like, I guess I didn't know the person. I'm fairly new. He was kind of like the big Willie or the senior wisdom guy in the room. I listened to him, you know, and he just quotes a lot of stuff. Well, you know, such and such said, and such and such said in this book. You know, I come with my own stuff and I speak from the spirit. And I guess I came in the room and I started getting the attention, and I was speaking from the place of compassion too, because I don't like to just give wisdom and advice because I want to express you how smart I am. I love helping, and I love if I can help you not go through what I went through. That was it. He was, you know, trying to get to be more pressing to people than helpful, and people taste that right away. They thought he was the dude, but once somebody came in there that had care, and again, I don't know any of this is going on behind the scenes. Um, he immediately turned a certain way toward me, and it was a point that he was. Matter of fact, it was actually the last time that they let him be in like run the room, and he spoke an opinion, and I said, well, that's one way to look at it. And he said, well, you don't agree with me, and I don't agree with you, so let's move on to somebody else. And I felt at first that almost hurt and kind of wanted to shrink. And then I took a breath, pushed all my emotions aside, and he said, "So anybody else want to say something?" And I came back up on him. I said, "Yeah, I want to say what you said was condescending and dismissive and very small of you. You know." So of course he took some kind of attention to that. The host came and took the room back over from him. He's never let him have the room since. Gives it to me all the time, but most of the time I turn it down because I'm not trying to run the room. But it's I still felt that rejection feeling. This dude is a stranger. It means absolutely nothing to me. It's not on my level. He haven't even accomplished in life what I've accomplished. But still, that feeling of somebody saying something to you that hurts your heart. So my question is, how do you deal with it? I mean, I got my last notes for what it is to be an entrepreneur. We'll talk about it. But how does it feel to deal with that? How do you deal with rejection? Um, so they gave heart me a little look. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. But how do you deal with it? Now, I want you to be honest with me tonight in the comments or come up. But how do you deal with it? Because when you go into business, when you're around people that are professional, when they see your light, when they see your destiny, when they see that fire on you, not everybody stands back and claps. People, that they came up with the term haters for a reason. But how do you feel about it? The fact that somebody's hating on me shouldn't have an effect on me at all, and it doesn't. I mean, somebody hating on me doesn't change the state of our bank account or anything else. But why do we let it bother us? Why does it cut? Why does it hurt? And how do we deal with it? So I like the fact that I am now looking at myself and asking myself the real question, dude, you're winning. Why do you care? So I see some comments that I just ignore it. Good. I wouldn't take it personally, Devon said. I would keep going. Good. I keep going. I don't take it personal. It still hurts sometimes. It still makes you feel some kind of way. And if you're telling me that you don't, I want to know what your secret is. Because it's still that process. And it's not even about what they said or what they did. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what's in us that makes us feel some kind of way, that makes us respond. Like I said, to this guy who I don't know and don't care about him, and truthfully speaking, wouldn't care if he lived or was deceased. Like, it means nothing to me. But just the rejection felt like something, and it was done in front of a room full of people, and it felt like something. I snapped back and I checked him and put him in his place, and you know, life went on. But the fact that I would feel that discomfort. I would feel when I come in the room to do a talk and share a negotiate a deal, that tension of, are they going to accept it or they're going to reject it? They're going to accept it or they're going to reject it. That kind of that feeling. You say you want to just go on, and I know cliches and cliches, but let's be human for a minute. Let's be honest. Let's be real. Let's be real. Do you really just ignore it? Totally. You don't come home after and you feel still a little bit trouble and you want to talk to your wife or your friend or your somebody about it. I can't believe it. No, nothing. None of you do that. You're full of poop. You know you are. So I'm being real with you. And I'm giving you a chance to be real with yourself, because if you're going to be successful, you going to face rejection. And in some of the cases, it's not as simple as just ignoring it as you think, because now this rejection could affect your deal, depending on how you deal with it, depending on how you handle it, depending on how you walk through it. It's real talk right now. When you got a deal on the table that's a seven-figure deal, and you have got somebody in the room who, in this other situation, who's being a real a-hole. I mean, this woman's being a real a-hole, and she's drilling me and asking me questions. So what are you going to do? Such a thing. And if this happens, what are you going to do? And I say, I'm going to talk to the boss who brought me in the deal, and I'll tell him, and he'll tell me what he wants me to do. Yeah, well, what about such thing? What are you going to do in such thing? I said, I'm going to talk to the boss, and I'm going to let power speak to power. And I'm going to do the deal. But she was like getting on my last nerve. And I finally had to sit down with him and say, what is this chick's position really? Isn't she just your assistant? And he said, oh, no, she's gone. She's out of here. She's literally next month, the end of this month, she's out. We're not renewing her contract. She's gone. And I'm like, okay. And then he began to tell me, she's been just a thorn to everybody everywhere. So it's not personal. It's just what people do. How do you respond? Let's see what some of the comments are saying. We got a lot of comments coming in here. I'm liking it. You'll like this conversation. Greg, you want to read some of the responses?
Yeah, we got Paul Graves on YouTube. He's saying he's glad that you're back on YouTube. He said you're not echoing anymore. Easier to hear him now. I can tell off the reverb. His mic is basically good now. I'm almost like the audio was going twice like OBS. Okay, but it's better now, he said. Mm-hmm. That's Paul on YouTube.
That's Paul. PB. What's going on, PB? Yeah, got a little mixer now with a little sound effects. I'm using the DJIs, which are much better microphones. And yeah, so it's great. We're doing the do. We're going to the next level. We got better lights. Everything is better. We stepped the game up. What you got on the comments?
Yeah, so Lindsay said, process it all the way privately.
Okay, so where's did I miss her? Somewhere further up? Let me see. The first thing I saw. Okay, I saw. I appreciate you coming. Some house from her.
Well, Devon said I wouldn't take it personal.
Right, so I did Devon. Yeah. So go ahead after that.
So Miss B, she said she was driving, so she's where she needs to be now. And wait before responding publicly. That's Lindsay. Mm-hmm. Amanda, know who I am and remember my why. Miss 3, my feelings would be hurt, but I even over it. I think she meant I get over it.
She gets over it. Well,
yeah, I get over it. Yeah, and then Garfield said facts to what Miss 3 said. Mm-hmm. Deron said, truth be told, you are a threat to his ego.
Absolutely.
Dynamic said, I gotta pray before I get a little gangster.
Okay, now let's start right here on these, right? So I'm loving these answers. I'm loving that you're in the room and you're having a real conversation, right? Um, right. I am a threat to their ego. I'm a threat to a lot of people's ego. And what's crazy is I'm a threat to people's ego that's worth way more than me, and they get threatened when I come in the room. But you don't want to be rejected by these people. You want to work with them. You want to be able to get along with them because you want to do business with them, right? And when they reject you, it still feels some kind of way. And this is what I'm trying to get you to not dance around, right? It still feels some kind of way. You ain't gonna sit there and give me these cliches and make me think like, oh, so you above feeling hurt or feeling, offended when people, especially people I ain't doing that to this person. What they do? Yeah, they're offended. I don't want to be offended. I want them to cut the check. You know what I'm saying? I want them to do business. I want to get along with people. Everybody wants to get along. You don't want to be like, well, I don't care what nobody says. That's bullcrap. You do care what people say, right? So, you shouldn't let it affect us. So I'm getting some good comments here today. So I'm bringing this up so that you walk through it honestly. Like, you will find people, as Devon said, intimidated by you, threatened by you, not liking you, start something with you, hurting people, hurt people. They come at you for no reason, and you have to sit down. Dynamic gave a very real answer. I have to sit back and pray that I don't go gangster on them. Right. Sometimes you have to do that. But let's not pretend that that don't happen. And what I'm trying to share with you is this ain't just hood stuff. This ain't just people and words in the street and Karens. This is people you doing business deals with that you thinking is, on a different level. Like, they ain't not gonna be bothered by me. They worth, 75 million. They worth, and I don't think they're gonna act like that. Boy, you'd be freaking surprised. Especially if they're used to being the big shot in the room, and all of a sudden everybody's paying attention to you and watching you. They get some kind of feelings, and they may come at you a certain way. So I like your answer, Dynamic. I need to go and sit down and pray and be still. I don't have to come out them gangster because, right, you now getting gangster can ruin the whole deal. Because I just ignore them. You just ignore them. You're doing a deal with them. You just ignore it. You have to figure out how you work around it and work through it, how you address it respectfully, but still acknowledge yourself in that. And if you don't saying this is how I react, just ignore them don't work. If this is the person that I got to do the deal with and they got to cut the check, so I got to find a way. So I love to sit back, pray, be quiet, wait till my mind settle, ask the Lord to intervene, all those good things.
Devon said one more. He said, of course it will hurt, but you can't be stagnant either. I'll eventually move on.
Good.
And PB said, as we say in broadcasting, we'll work on it in post.
Yeah, I like that. I like that, PB. That's a good one. We'll work on it in post. Devon, you should be familiar with that language, right? We see what winds up in the cutting room floor. We see what we wind up keeping. But nonetheless, it's there. It's been put into the air. And once it's put into the air, words have power. And words have life. And now you have to navigate. You have to be honest. But if you fake with yourself, I don't care, I don't have that. Yeah, it may wind up piling up on you. So I'm trying to walk you through a process right now to get you. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but what's your process? Yeah, it may hurt. So I think, Dynamic, you said one of the most powerful things in here. I have to sit back. I have to pray that I don't go street. I have to do that. I have to sit back and then I have to also assess: is this person even worth the time and energy? But I'm here teaching us, and we're talking about being entrepreneurs and being successful. Like I said, this deal on the table right now is a 7-figure deal. This one person in the room is just a total a-hole. Let's just call it what it is. And sending emails, and when are we gonna get this? And I'm like you the assistant of the guy I'm working with. Like, why are you? Don't reach out to me. I had to tell her, email Lindsay. Don't talk to me. Don't even send me anything. And Lindsay finally just sent her over to her assistant and said, yeah, just send whatever you got to send to her. It's just, but it's like, this is part of a process. She's trying to flex and act like she got power in the situation. She's coming out of her mouth and she's saying stupid stuff. You know, how do you deal with it? So, yeah. I see you, Queen said prayer helps. Absolutely do. So, yeah.
Garfield said, taking in all the knowledge.
You getting it, Garfield? That's what I'm talking about.
Mystery said, yes, because we all have feelings at the end of the day. And Devon said, if you're doing a deal, control your emotions. In the heat of anger, remain silent and breathe.
There you go. See, now you're giving me some answers. Now you're saying some stuff. Just ignore them and that stuff. I tell people all the time, that don't always work because there are people, let me tell you something. There are people who have degrees. They're professional a-holes. They are professional. They got a master's in being an a-hole. And they will poke your nerve to get you out of character, to get you outside of what you're there to do and what you're there for. And you have to have that ability to acknowledge first. I love when you finally got Devon. Acknowledge first that it does hurt, that it does frustrate me, that it does get me angry. That I'm trying to ignore you, but I want to. You know what I'm saying? I can't say it well, but your teeth out your mouth. You know what I'm talking about. But my question is, and when you're there, how do you deal? What do you do? This is important. This is important information I'm giving you right here. Us as a people, a lot of times we wear our heart on our sleeve, but we cover it up so that we don't, and we think nobody else sees it. They do. They do. And if they know how to play the game, they know how to work you. They know how to work you. So you have to be very mindful. As I heard you start to say, some of you start to say, be quiet, sit with it. Is this response worth this deal? But at the same time, don't let anybody disgrace you to the point that you serve your soul for $1 either. And so you got to decide in those situations what's it's worth. And so I've been doing this reflection now. I got a couple of real situations on the table. Like I said, this other situation, you said just ignore them. This person tried to slander me. I literally put a GoFundMe up to help somebody, and they contacted the leadership of the school and said I was running a con game, that I was trying to scam the people in the school. Well, of course, the leaders had to reach out. They said we knew it wasn't true, but we still got to talk to you. I was saying, what are you talking about? They raised $500. Let me show you, something from my bank account. I gave them $3,000. I'm not trying to. What are you talking about? But I figured out the person that did that was friends with the person that I just checked for being smart out of his mouth to me on the live. You see what happened? So he went and got somebody to try to go to the leadership and make it look like him and his wife and make it look like I was up to no good and try to put a slander on me. Now, the outcome of it is I handled it professionally. And I showed them proof and got, a message from the person I was helping. And what it did was, watch this, it promoted me to the attention of the leadership. They were trying to do it to destroy me. Didn't work that way. It got to the point that now they got people talking about me that I want me to know my name anyway. I don't want them to know my name in some scandal, but still, I got a chance to prove myself. Bible says, and you will prove those who rise against you, you will prove them wrong. I got to prove myself. Oh, I wanted to, if I could, I would have got on a plane and flew out to where he was and handled my business. But my thought was, no, you're going to handle your business. And I did. And I wound up rising up the ranks, and him and his wife and this person, that person that got kicked out the community, and him and his wife, because we could prove they were in it, they got pushed out in the community. And this is process. Emotionally, you're accusing me of being a scammer and calling the leaders of the school. Yeah, you try to bring me down. Well, you want to just ignore it. No, you can't. You got to handle it. Question is how. Okay, enough of that. We good? Did you get what you need tonight? Give me something in the chat. One. Give me a number one if that was helpful for you. Give me a number two if you didn't want to hear that. If you don't want to hear none of that. This is important. Everybody's here because you want to be successful. You want to be entrepreneurs. You want to go to the next level. I just want to let you know the petty don't stop when you get around more different people with more money. It's a different kind of petty. It's a different way of petty. But petty don't stop. Trifling don't stop. It's just different. It's just different. It's a different world. But it don't go away. So you have to navigate. And because I've learned through my life to kind of push my feelings down and pretend that they don't exist, when I started getting confronted with them in this arena, I had to really go sit back. I had to really say, wow, why is that even still an issue? Well, because you never really dealt with it. You try to ignore it. You try to pretend it didn't exist. But it does. So when you start saying, yeah, it does hurt. No, not the VB community. The school of hard knocks community. They were trying to mess with the brother, but again, I knew they couldn't take me out, but it definitely did lead to some discomfort. So we're gonna get back in our notes today. So on a couple of y'all gave me a you were good. One, thank you, Miss 13. Thank you, God. Thank you. I see you up in here. So let's get back to the notes, right? Just to bring it home. This is the last note of the series, but I wanted this to be added to the series because it's very important. You want to be an entrepreneur. Well, being an entrepreneur and being successful doesn't exempt you from a-holes. It doesn't exempt you from the jealousy. And it doesn't exempt you from those who you thought family and whatever that you would love you once you succeeded. They don't. Sometimes, like I said, they'll start to act nice to you because they want what you got. But their view of you, their bitterness towards you, their whatever, that is not different. Cain and Abel, all right? Okay? Doesn't happen. So you have to be mature enough to walk through this process. It's a real process. All right. So I'm not going to go over all the other stuff because we're up to the last one, which is number 7. And I want to make sure I get this last one in, especially since I started with a whole different conversation. But still, it's part of this, and I want to bring that to you because, my God, I'm right now. I'm winning. This is not a time of that I'm going through anything. But I've had to turn my back and walk away from people, even people close to me, because they kept trying to bring me pain. And why? I don't know. Probably no. But my point is, I have to just own and walk away from people that are very close to me. And but I had to do it not emotionally. I had to do it as a decision. I keep thinking I'm off the subject, but I guess God will really bring this home. I had to say, I'm not figuring out that's screw them. No, I had to sit back and say, what's best for your mental health? What's best for your emotional health? Separate yourself. Move out of the way. Go a different direction. Because maybe one day we'll be cool again, but I'm at the point now, like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I have to do what's best for myself and my life, and so do you. And if people in their behavior is robbing you of your peace and your joy that affects your motivation, that affects you achieving like you could. And trying to achieve under that kind of stress is not good for you, not healthy. So, come on now, Ms. Winter, your mental health is everything. A lot of people don't understand that, those diseases and stuff like cancer and stuff that come a lot of time from stress and emotional unresolved inner conflicts and emotional issues. People don't understand that what that stuff will do to eat you up on the inside. So sometimes you have to just say, maybe one day, but for right now, you're bad for my mental health. You're bad for my emotional health. And you're getting in the way of distraction to the things that I'm called to do. And so for that reason, let me just say it like this. People should earn access to you. They shouldn't just automatically get it. Family or whatever. People shouldn't just have free access to you, especially if they bring in stuff to your life that's unhealthy. So yes, let's get this last one in here. So we're up to the last one, which is number 7.
Miss 3 said you get.
Huh?
You're gonna get the boot.
Huh?
Miss 3 said you're gonna get the boot.
For what?
That people gotta earn you, not just be in.
Gotcha. I got you. Sometimes they say things and thank you for bringing me up so I'm right on time. Yeah, they gotta get the boot. Not you. You mean they gotta get the boot.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah. So she's saying to them, you're gonna get the boot. I'm with you. It took a minute. But I got you. Deep breath help. You're not hearing them? No, they're not going to the system. Let me double check now. Everybody, you're hearing the sound effects, right? Let me know. Tell me what you're hearing. Oh no, the output went away again. Look at that. This thing, man. Okay, I'm sure you're getting it now. You're probably getting better microphone volume and everything right now. Wow. Okay, tell me you're hearing it now. Yeah, this system has been acting stupid. But okay, but what y'all heard me because I was coming through the computer mic, but now I'm coming through the lab, so you should hear me real good. Okay, so the last point, entrepreneurship is for everyone. So I believe it's for everyone here. But what I want to give you is the stuff that people don't give you. I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. People say it to me all the time. Oh, I have people say I'm an entrepreneur. What do you do? And I make candles in my kitchen. Okay. They have a new name for it. It's a better name to call them. They call them solopreneurs. They used to call them monorpreneurs, and I think they figured that was not a nice name. So they call them solopreneurs. But what that means is, if you're not there and you don't do the work, it's no business. And if that's what it is, then you're not an entrepreneur. If the business doesn't work without you, you're not an entrepreneur. Not yet, but solopreneur, and growing into it where the business can eventually take care of itself. It's a different conversation. Won't go down that road, but I will say this. These tools and these things that I'm trying to share are necessary for somebody that's stepping into the world of entrepreneurship. So yeah, are you committed to the growth? You want success, but can you stay consistent? And this is where entrepreneurship gets tested. Because on your job, you can put up with a boss, you can put up with people that are being disrespectful, and all the stuff I talked about to lead up to this. But when you're an entrepreneur, you're doing it yourself. Watch this. It's one thing to put up with somebody being a jerk when I know I got a paycheck coming at the end of the week. It's another thing to put up with people being jerks, and your livelihood right now is dependent on it, and you need to go forward and get that check because your rent and your car note or whatever and payroll is due. And now you got this idiot. Now you got this jerk. And you can't just ignore them. Right now, your livelihood is dependent on it. So what do? You want the success, but can you stay consistent even when other people are not? Can you keep doing what you're supposed to do when everybody else is not doing what they're supposed to do? So the reward, I usually like to give the responsibilities first and then the reward, but sometimes I flip it. Now I'm gonna do the responsibilities first. So the responsibilities of being consistent, showing up when all motivation is gone, showing up motivated when you're not motivated. Mike Tyson said, F your motivation, because there's days you don't feel motivated, but it's like doing what you hate like you love it. So the responsibility of it is showing up motivated when there's no motivation. Your only motivation is to continue to win. You don't have any feeling, no goosebumps, no thrills, no chills, just a drive to do it. And where do you pull that from? And I like you, if you want to get in the chat and let me know, or bring you up in the room in a few seconds, or anybody want to speak. But where does it come from when you don't feel the goosebumps and the chills and the thrills anymore right now? And they'll be back, but you just sometimes go through these seasons where they're just not around. What do you do then? What do you do then? Another responsibility, remaining disciplined even in the seasons that are difficult. And what I'm sharing with you, I'm not sharing this with you like I've mastered it all. These are the things in the cycles I have to walk through too. Every entrepreneur has to walk through it. When you got a company that's worth, $1 billion, and then this year it took a dip, and now it's only worth 800,000. 800 million, 900 million, 900 million, and you felt you did less than $1 billion in sales this year. That's still a lot of money, yeah, but that's a big drop. See, if you go from 100,000 to 90,000, you might feel that. You go from $100 to $90. You go from $1 billion to 800 million. That's 200 million drop. You feel that. A 10% drop on low money is one thing. 10% drop, the higher the money gets, you feel that. And not only do you feel that, your investors feel that, your board of directors feel that. That is pressure. They start questioning your worth. They start questioning you. Are you really qualified to even do this? Wait a minute. I'm the person who worked and built this thing and got this thing where it is. And now we had a bad season, and now you questioning if I should even be doing it, and should we get rid of you and get somebody else? You see what I'm saying? Now you're talking about rejection. Now you're talking about questions. Now you see, I started dealing with it with you on the small side, or I don't even want to call it the small side, but on the personal side. But now it gets real. All these people that loved you when you were doing well, yay, and you wins in the company and all the employees, and now you got to come in and say, I got to let 1,000 people go. Oh, they don't like you now. They don't like you now. They're going to get on social media. They're going to talk all kind of crap about you. They don't like you now. And then now it's not just a person not liking you. It's 1,000 people that don't like you now. It just got real, didn't it? It just got real because now the little puzzle just popped up. So I had to put it in. So now you got some people. Are you feeling me now? Are you seeing what I did? Are you seeing how I set that up? Now you still got to be that person. The news is writing all kind of bad articles about you, how you failed as a da 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 da. Last year you was killing it. You made $2 billion in profit. If that number's too big for you, I'm sorry. Pick a number that fit for you. But that's where my mind is. That's where I'm heading. So that's where I'm speaking. And now, 1 year, things didn't go the way they're supposed to go. And everybody's questioning your very existence. That hurts. But you gotta get up and you gotta stay motivated. And you gotta do what you gotta do anyway. This is what I'm talking about. Who wants to have some big dreams? Here we go. Okay. So staying committed when results are delayed. Or I want to say or non-existent. Not just delayed, but non-existence. When results are non-existent. Everybody cheers when you start. Everybody roots for you when you begin. You know those who root for you. Then you get on the journey, and it's that place that you go through on this marathon where the crowd ain't there anymore, and it's just you and your aching muscles and you pushing, and nobody's there. Tyler Perry tells the story about how he had to write the scripts, do the sets, build everything himself. Now, people rooting for him. Now he's big, people can't wait to get in the papers and tear him down. Make up all kind of rumors, come up with all kind of stories. I'm not here to debate what's true and what's not. I don't know and I don't care. My point is, he didn't get all this hate and all this flack and all these accusations and all these, these things that are happening when he was nobody. He got those after he succeeded. That's real talk, right? But are you going to stay committed? Are you going to keep doing the work? Are you going to do it? Question. Stay committed when results are delayed or non-existent. You got to believe when all the people who once believed don't believe anymore. You got to believe when there's nobody in the room believing but you. You still got to believe. You got to believe. And they'll come back. And the beautiful thing is when they come back now, you know who they are for real. But you got to believe even when nobody else is. It's real stuff. Another responsibility, you have to continue when nobody else is watching. You got to continue when nobody else is cheering. You got to continue when nobody else is saying, I believe right now. You got to keep going anyway. That's response. That's responsibilities. But here's the rewards. You win. You achieve. You arrive. You get to the place that you set out for. Even if it's inch by inch, step by step, you keep going. Sooner or later you arrive. And I just want to tell everybody right now, just if you can, just take a moment and in your mind look back and see how far you've come. I think sometimes you can get so caught up with where you want to get and the frustration to the fact that you're not there, that you haven't looked back to see that you're not where you were either. And this is a big, big talking point for me. Don't get so caught up in getting there that you don't take the time to stop the hustle, stop the work, smell the flowers, and enjoy the journey and look at how far you've come. This is big. This is big. I have to really always watch myself for that. Like, dude, smell the coffee, smell the flowers, sit back. And I've been doing it a lot lately. I've been really just kind of taking it in. Sometimes I have to watch myself. I feel late. I start to feel like I'm getting lazy. But I know I'm not. But I have to stop and take it in. Babe, any comments that I need to be privy to right now?
Yeah, so Devon said, the work that's not seen is your greatest work. And Dred said, facts. You have to know.
You have to know.
And Devon and Miss Dwee said, Devon, you're right, because how are people going to judge what they can't see?
That's powerful. I mean, let me give you a clap on that. That's one thing. Let me give you a clap. And I'm gonna tell you why that's powerful. One, people can't judge what they don't see. Two, there's an old saying, I love it. You know you're doing your job well when people don't even know that it's being done. Like they don't know your function until you leave. They don't know how powerful you are till you walk away. You do it so well that it's almost unseen. And that is a power play. Because I remember when I worked in tech, I was running a whole tech department. And this new guy came in. I worked service, was doing service. And this new guy came in, and he was coming in, and I think he wanted to bring his people. He's walking around and, scared. Everybody's scared. Oh my God, we might lose our jobs because of the way he's treating people. And he's bringing people in the office one at a time and trying to lay down this kind of thing. And he pulled me in the office, sat me down across from his desk and said, so, tell me why I should let you keep your job. Convince me that I should let you stay. And I sat there for a minute. Like I said, like we were talking, I got a little quiet and searched myself and I said, so this is why anybody come out of his office looking all frazzled and scared. He's coming down trying to, And I said to him, I'm not going to convince you of anything. If my work don't speak for itself, let me go and you'll find out why you should have kept me. And he just looked at me with this look of, I said, if you don't feel that there's a reason for me to be kept, let me go. You'll find out. And I guess he did his research and discovered that this whole server department, this whole network was put together by me. So then he started trying to have me teach somebody how to do it. I said, yeah, you know now. And then I made my own plan. I just left. And then the guy was calling me at my new job saying, well, tell me how to fix this. And this one went down. And a couple of times I helped him, and my boss heard me at the new job and said, hey, you don't work there anymore. You work here. You don't help them. I said, yo, you're going to have to just recreate the system. I can't help it anymore. But I watched the fact that he tried to play on people's ego. But professionally, you got to respond different. You got to hear, see what they're doing, and then you got to respond. Respectfully, but strong. So, the rewards, you get to achieve your goals. Step by step, stride by stride. I take forward motion. I heard somebody say this and I love it. I take forward motion even if it's at a snail's pace. I'll still take forward motion. Stop and look back, see how far you've come. Don't get so caught up in getting to the end that you miss where you are or you don't appreciate where you are and what you've accomplished. That's big, real big. The other reward is you get to eventually build a thriving business when everybody else still is reporting to a job. You built the business. During that process, everybody may think you're crazy. People may say things, but you get to build the business. And you get to look back and say, this is the work of my hands that God has blessed me to do. And I'm grateful. You get another reward of it is you get to create a lasting legacy. You get to have something that you did. I don't care if you sold it eventually or what you did. I see people, our boy Diddy is going to, a lot of his messes come up, but he's got a legacy. Bad Boy Records and what he created, all the negative stuff, yeah, that may bring him down, but that legacy is still there. If you treat your legacy right, it can have a lasting legacy. You can carry that legacy and you can pass that legacy on to your kids unblemished. You get the right to build a legacy. You're never too old, so don't give me that as bullcrap. I'm doing more stuff now, and I'm a senior citizen. And I do more stuff now than I did when I was in my 20s, 30s, and 40s. So, and probably 50s too, right? So I'm telling you, yeah, I think I think 60s for me is probably like some of my most productive years. You get to build a legacy. I'm building one. And finally, on the rewards, get to see what it feels like to have a financial breakthrough. That's a reward, man. That is something about having a goal, striving for it, and even before you reach it, being able to look back and say, I accomplished some things. I did some things I've always wanted to do. I arrived at places that I always dreamed of arriving at. The life I live right now was once, to me, not even a dream. It was a fairy tale. It was literally straight a fairy tale. And I can say today that I've lived out a good amount of my dreams. I still got more, and now I'm creating some new ones. But I can say that as a result of this journey into entrepreneurship, I've accomplished some dreams. I reached some goals. Is it everything I want to do? No, but if I have to leave this planet tomorrow, I won't leave with my head hanging, I tell you that. So here's the key point. Successful business owners don't win because they're always motivated. They win because they're always consistent. You keep going. You keep growing. So let me just sit this out there as questions. You can come in the room now and answer them. Do you understand what part of business ownership people underestimate the most? What's harder, starting a business or sustaining a business? Pick any one of these. Have you ever wanted a reward without considering the responsibility attached to it? Which responsibilities of ownership has challenged you the most? And what separates business owners who succeed from those who quit? I'll put them out there again. I'm going to open up the room. I'm going to give you the floor. Should I give the questions again? Do you want the questions again? You got it. Do it one more time. What part of business ownership do people underestimate the most? You can pick one of them, two of them if you want. 2, what's harder, starting a business or sustaining one? 3, have you ever wanted a reward without considering the responsibility attached to it? That can be something as simple as a car. I want a new car, and then you get in insurance or something. You get my point. 5, which responsibilities of ownership has challenged you the most? And 6, what separates business owners who succeed from those who quit? Opening up the floor right now, and those of you who want to come in, come on in. Come on in. Yes, Queen.
I'll start.
All right, let me get the door open. Okay, I've invited everybody. You can pick and choose.
Hey.
Hey.
I chose question number 2.
Talk to me about it.
Starting a business, or you said sustaining one. I think like starting one would be the hardest. I think.
Okay, tell me why. Talk to me.
I guess because simply you have to have the funds to get it up and running. Buying like products or like whatever you need to fulfill your dreams, to making the thing that you're gonna sell, and to be able to profit from that too. And then have a platform to sell those items, and find the people that are interested into buying those items as well, or whatever you're selling. That's why I think starting will be the hardest. Okay. And sometimes I guess sustaining it will be hard too, because you have to keep that what I'm trying to say. You have to keep that market. You have to find the market for what you're selling, and not necessarily keep it up, but like keep it afloat, I guess.
Yeah, keep it up. You spot on.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my fear of like starting a business.
I love it. So let me respond, and not going to correct anything you said, because everything you said was 100% spot on. But I'm just going to give you another angle, and you started to touch it. That's why I smiled.
Okay.
So once you get there, you got that following, keeping that business, because now competition's coming for your neck. So employees want raises, unions want to get formed. There's some prices of materials go up. There's so many things that can go either way. So you're not wrong. It's all about perspective. When you get to the other side of it, some people go, "Oh my God, this is worse." Some people go, "Wow, this is it's so much better than starting it, because now I have customers and it's growing." And once you start to make ground and get success, they tell two people, they tell two people, they tell two people, they tell two people. So it may be easier then, it may be harder then to keep those people. So neither answer is wrong, but I love your perspective. I love what you gave. I love what you shared. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I know you like the clap, so I like to give it to you. Hey, come on up in here. What's going on, Dred?
Everyone.
Come on, I'm giving you the floor. Talk to me.
Yeah, so I think in terms of similar to number one, persons have the fear when starting business. I think persons don't really invest enough in knowing and owning the thought of their business, and having a vision and knowing what it takes in terms of being willing to learn when everyone else isn't, because you don't want to know where it's going. Be the one willing to learn, and then to express it to others who you invite or you interact with in relation to building that business. Because a lot of times you might have the vision and it's not shared. So persons who come on your team don't really know the principles of what really make it. So even when you find that you might face a loss, because the team understands that this is bigger than this sole effort, we can still press on beyond a negative situation if one should arise. But as the person who starts the business, you have to reach that place that you want to go before you actually even start. Meaning you have to feel the end result and know that each trial along the way is a push towards that effort, And part of my reason is some of the business persons I hear share their stories online, saying they failed multiple times. They failed multiple times, and they had to let go their entire team. And it's not, and that persistence of knowing where they want to go is what is the fuel that took them to that place. And if reaching that place, they should lose it all. The blueprint of the journey is so embedded in them, they can achieve it again. It's like a natural
Now, I want to give you a clap for that. That's powerful, right? If you learn what you need to do and you master it like you're supposed to master it, you will learn that if you lose it, you can do it again. And I didn't want that. I didn't want you to keep going and skip that. That's the big key. If I would say why keeping it, the beginning of it is harder, because once you learn how to do it, you can do it again. And you'll figure out how to do it again. That's why successful entrepreneurs start new businesses and then they're successful over there. And they grew another business that's successful over there, because they learned usually from the first one where the mistakes are, where the errors are, where the holes are, and they learn to plug those holes. So spot on, yes sir. I appreciate it. That was good. I didn't want to lose that momentum right there. That's a good word. Queen, did you want to say something?
Yes. I was going to comment on the part about starting or sustaining, and for me, I would say the sustaining part from my experience, because like, you know, yes, to start it was hard, and I also saw that Devon put in the comments here, starting a business because not many people apply themselves to start a business, and that's true. And for me, it was like, yes, it was hard to start a business in the beginning, but boy, once you get over that hump and you start it, to maintain, that's a daily challenge, and to hang in there and make a decision and to know what the vision is, like Dred was saying. Once you know the vision, no matter what comes, see, a lot of people start, but then they don't finish. They drop out. They might, give it like about a year or two, and then they're out the game because they see the reality of what it's going to take. And I've been in the hair business industry for over 30 years, and there was so many opportunities or instances where I could have quit, where it got really tough. And although I had to like pack up and move, when the dream is on the inside of your heart, I just knew that this thing was supposed to be bigger than what it was. But that dream, that vision, it keeps you alive. It gives you hope. And I knew what God put in me. So for me, that sustaining part, I think it's a lot of people don't have that part, because anybody can start, but not a lot of people finish once they get in there, especially if they're in research and know what they're really getting into. They get in there, they get tired, and then they just quit. I've seen that happen time and time again. So, but there's many answers to this question. That was just my take on it.
Thank you for sharing. That was awesome. I'm loving the answers I'm getting. I'm loving what I'm hearing. Let me see. Next, Garfield, where are you? Come on up in here. Are you there? If you're talking, we cannot hear you. Still very, very low. I can barely hear you. Work on your mic situation, and we're gonna go to Devon. We're gonna swing back to you. What's going on, Devon? You was all up in the comments. And before you say anything, Devon, I want to thank all of you for your gifts. Beautiful. I appreciate you. Mellow for the hot me. Good to see you, brother. I'll see you in a minute. Dynamic, thank you. You going strong with the gifts. I'm appreciating the love, man. You guys, yes. Beautiful Stallion, thank you. All of y'all, you guys have been such a blessing tonight. You've come in here, you've shown your support, you've been participating in the conversation. We'll figure this thing out together. But I will share with you everything I've learned, everything I know, and we'll get you to the other side. Yes, because I believe that we're all called to be successful and win. I believe that with all my heart. And I just want to thank all you guys in the room. I'm going to stop and just say thank you as before. Devon speaks to Ari, Dre, what's that? Look at that. Done that. Appreciate you. Lindsay, welcome. Thank you. Amanda, good seeing you again, Amanda. Been a while. Garfield, Miss 3-1, D and House, Vaughn, beautiful. Of course, my baby girl Dynamic. This it's getting better every week, and I'm excited about it. I remember I would come in here and it'd be 2 people. So there you have it. And it's the people who watch it after, because our videos we post, we get an average of 1,000 views plus, sometime more. So I'm grateful. Yeah, we definitely missed you. Glad to have you back in the room. Give you a horn. Yeah. Good to see you done that. Devon, talk to me, baby boy. What's on your mind?
Hey, how's it going? So, in the first, my first point was the hardship aspect of things. To answer the question, to elaborate more, I'm talking about not many people can withhold that responsibility of taking leadership, or people are in talks of making businesses but really don't act upon it, which basically leads to me answering in the chat to the second question. Not many people also apply themselves um, to make that jump and start up a business, because it could just be all talk and they wouldn't know how to go about it without a business advisor, depending on what they want to go for. And I forgot the third question.
Well, let's not go to the third question yet. Let's stay right here for 1 minute. This is crazy. People doing a lot of talking, you said, but they don't go forward. And you made a statement that made me think of a question. They don't go forward because they're full of it, or they don't go forward because they try, but they don't know what to do and how to do it, and they become frustrated and they give up. Because both are true. And I've seen people not go forward, not because they didn't have the drive, but they just didn't have the information. So when Nellie went forward with her business, she went forward, she started it. She didn't know what she was doing. The people in the building was attaching to her electricity. She wound up with a bill that she couldn't afford. She wound up with all this debt. They came in right in the middle of her doing clients here and just turned the power off on her. It's like, and she wound up with what, like a $10,000 bill or something crazy like that? $10,000 bill because the whole building had attached themselves to her electrical, and the whole building was pretty much living off of her. And she just didn't know what to do. So she got smashed. Of course, she kept going, but a lot of people, they don't have that fortitude. So what you're saying is absolutely right. Some people just don't have what it takes, when to know how to deal with it when it don't go the way you want it to go. That is very, very huge. I don't know what the other question was you wanted to answer, but it was your job to write it down. It was 6 of them, so I don't know. So, but I appreciate you for what you did share. I'm gonna swing back. I think you left the room. I was gonna swing back to. And let me know, D, if you remember what the other question is. So this is good. We got a good amount of time tonight. Good comments, man. You guys have been really, really a blessing tonight. The gifts, appreciating the love dynamic. You are doing your thing. You're bringing. You said you heard Garfield fine, but I guess no one else could. Okay, so is he going? Because if he's still in here, I still like to try to get him up in here and give him a chance to be heard. For sure.
I have a bonus question, but I can push it back for Thursday.
No, you can ask your bonus question. He said a bonus question. You think this is a game show? You giving out prizes?
Yeah.
Ain't got no bonus question. What's your bonus question?
When was the moment you realized that you had a breakthrough with your company, Thea?
Let me make sure I understand the question. When did I realize that I had a breakthrough? Tell me exactly what you mean by a breakthrough, because I remember a breakthrough was when we first got our first client. A breakthrough was when we got our first investment. A breakthrough when we first got our office. Breakthrough was when we first got the incorporation of the company. The name came through. Breakthrough, like what kind of breakthrough you asking for?
Like Fia's big break, basically. Like where it's just like, okay, 10 toes down and it's going to be successful, or that moment where it started taking off, basically.
Okay, so for those who don't know, FIA now, FIA now is a staffing company that I'm a CEO of, and so and kind of like being like a foundation of my success story. Um, I think initially I made more money in real estate investing than I did in FIA, but FIA as an established company, Dun& Bradstreet is rating us at being worth 2.5 million. We never made that kind of money in a lump, but over time. But FIA had ups and downs, takeoffs and let down and pivot, change direction, and okay, let's try this now. Okay, no, let's do that. Okay, we're charging people too much. I'm charging people too little. We had like highs and lows, but I knew we had something. But the deal that we have on the table now, I think is probably the best deal that we've done. And it's not the most money in our pocket up front, but it's the biggest deal. It's over a million point two upon contract. So I'm looking at this deal as the possible breakthrough deal because everything is levels. I can kind of answer the question like this. When you see the thing get to the place where you feel like it's sustaining itself and it's sustaining you and you can go forth to build and scale, that would be the time. And I don't think for me, FIA has hit that time yet. I know that's crazy. You can say we made over what, 13 years, like maybe, they estimating around 2.5. I would say it's probably a little closer to 1.8, like that. But it wasn't consistent. So there's ups and downs and ups and downs, ebbs and tides. But for me, it's never reached a place where it was like that solid rock, continued income, money flowing in, paying all my bills or whatever bills it needed to pay. Never been a flop, but never been success. So I'll give you the long answer. I don't think that we hit that yet. I think the deal we're about to do, or the deal we're doing right now, will be for me the one. I don't know if I can point to any other deal, but I will say when we did land the deal with, I think it was PBS and Crayola at the same time, like within the period of 5-6 month period, that was a pretty good freaking good feeling. I'll tell you that. But yeah, I don't think we've hit that yet, in my opinion. There's your answer. And I know some of you are probably listening saying, what did he say? You heard what I said. I don't think we hit that stride yet. But we're going for it. But good question, brother. Thank you for asking. So listen, people, it's 8:41. Do you know where your children are? No, it's getting late, and I want to be mindful of people's time. People got to get up tomorrow, go to work, and do stuff like that. So I want to be mindful of your time. I want to thank you first of all for coming in the room. I want to thank you guys for all the gifts. I want to thank you guys for just your attention, your time. Tell a friend. If you learned something tonight that was helpful and a blessing to you, put a number 1 in the chat. And thank you for the hot meats. And don't forget to click that button up there, right there, before you leave and collect your gifts. You know, when you give these hot meals and these little gifts and things, you gain stuff before you leave. So make sure you gather that up. Thank you, Mystery One. Thank you, Dynamic. Thank you, my queen. Thank you, Devon. Thank you, all you guys, for your one. Thank you for everybody for your communication. Thank you, beautiful, for like just showering us with all these gifts. We appreciate you. Listen, we're gonna keep learning. Next week we're getting on a whole different subject. I ain't gonna tell you, but not next week, Thursday. We're on a whole new subject. But trust me, you're gonna love it. We're gonna talk about sales, I'll tell you. We're gonna talk about if you have a business, there's no such thing as business if you're not selling. How do you sell? Even when you're trying to get investments, you gotta be able to sell. You gotta be able to convince somebody. Somebody reached out to me 2 days ago and was trying to sell me a product that I didn't feel was worth it for me. Then he tried to get me to invest in his business and said, I'll give you a share of all the sales. But he wanted 10 grand. I'm like, if you're asking for 10 grand to invest in your business, bro, I don't know. It's like, are you just trying to pay your rent? That's how my mind goes, because that ain't a big enough deal for me to get excited about. And obviously not making enough money for me to really see a return on the deal. So I'm real funny about stuff like that. But somebody hit me up today telling me that they're doing this business and they're trying to raise $20 million. Of course, they ain't expecting me to give them the $20 million, but they want me to come in and bring some kind of money to the deal. This real estate product, they're going to do this a business. And I'm like, what kind of business? You know, that's a lot of money to talk about investing in the business that's starting out. To me, you better show me that you made 10, 15 in the year before if you're going to be saying you're trying to raise 20 million now, straight out the box. You know, you got to know your business. And I know the kind of questions to ask. And I know how to sit down and go, you know, okay, so what's my ROI on this investment? When am I going to see my money back? How much and when? How much? And so, you know, it's man, let me tell you. People think you got cash. People are gonna come at you. That's another thing you gotta learn to be ready for when you start to be successful. People start coming to you thinking, start trying to hit you up, thinking that you know they can get a piece of you. You just invest in their dream. Okay, what my granddaughter say? Hey, you really spoke. And you let me see.
So you really that's wrong.
No, she said you really spoke. I don't know what you're saying. You be speaking in this ebonics. You really spoke tonight. You see what I'm saying? I would have never read that. I don't know. She be writing me in this foreign language. And
How close he gonna get to try to see what she said?
I sure was trying to read it. I was trying though. Mom translation. I was sure trying. What the heck? Baby girl, it take you more time to write all those letters and say all that crazy stuff than just write the regular way. That ain't even short. That's just like, oh my God. Anyway, I love my granddaughter. That's my baby. I miss you too. I was close though. You said I was getting in. I'm not trying to read your foreign language. Grandpa loves you with all his heart. Man, she's just going. Yeah, all the extra letters emphasize nothing. The extra letters make it impossible to read. But anyway, I digress. I want to tell you guys, man, I love you and appreciate you. Thank you for joining the room. We'll be back on Thursday. It's going to be a good one.
And then I miss you more.
she's repeating for Airy. Love you guys. Come on back on Thursday. And we're gonna have some more education. We're gonna grow, we're gonna manifest. It's time for bigger things. Time for bigger experience. Definitely come in here and bring your questions when you come. And send me, DM me, definitely on TikTok, questions you want me to have or things you want me to talk about. Come to me with stuff that you want me to look into and talk to you about. Because I would love to be able to help you exactly where you are. Is the music driving me out or can you hear me good? Okay, so I just want to make sure that I'm here for you and I'm getting you what you need. You turn it off? Okay, I'll put this on. So my point is, I'm here for you. Bring your questions, bring your comments. Ask me what you want me to talk about. Submit to me, DM me inside TikTok what you want to talk about. I want to be able to give you stuff that's useful to you where you are right now. We're going to go to the top. You ready? Let's grow. See you Thursday night, 7 p.m. You're gonna be fine. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. No, don't give up. Now you have way too much to do. Got 52,000. Don't give up. Right now.